What's good, YouTube? It's your man BG Tech Life, and as you can see, I got the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold6 on deck. And it's been a year with this device. And we right here on the dawn of the Z Fold 7. So I figure I'd give y'all a year review, my thoughts on the Z Fold 6 after owning it for a year. And I got some thoughts. And I also feel like this might be the best deal in tech right now. So let's get into it. Okay guys, first and foremost, before we get into the review, make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. A lot of y'all watching, but a lot of y'all not subscribed. Go ahead, help your boy out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We trying to grow in 2025 and also be on the lookout for merchandise. Okay, so the Z Fold 6. Now, if you haven't been following my channel, guys, I feel like this is a great companion device and a great all-in-one device. If I had to pick one device to do a whole bunch of stuff like shoot a video, edit a video, game on, use for social media, things of that nature, no, hands down, I would pick the Z Fold 6. Now, the thing is, if you have an ecosystem of all kind of devices and laptops and iPads and PCs and things of that nature, you might not rely on your Z Fold 6 as much. But for a device that can do it all, a little bit of it all, go from a small phone to a small tablet, it's a pretty dope device. And it's really good in a lot of the categories. Like as far as performance goes, this device got the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. So this is still a powerful device and it's a lot more powerful than a lot of other devices. The only processor that's better than this processor is the Snapdragon 8 Elite. So if you want to edit a video on this device, if you want to do some gaming on this device, it's available to do. It's nothing that you can't throw at this device right now that is not capable of doing. Now, as far as battery life go, it does sometimes take a hit. And when you really intense and utilizing this device, the 4400 milliamp battery at times definitely struggle. And it only charges at 25 watts. And sadly, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 probably will do the same. Now here we go. This is what everybody do with the Z Fold 7 to show you how thin it is. This is the Z Fold 6. And it's holding up pretty well. I don't baby it. I use a minimal case. I done had it a year. The hinge is still snappy. And the device overall just still look really good. It's got a nice quality build on it. I feel like around Z Fold 5, guys, Samsung just really locked in. And these folds, you don't really have to worry about them as much as you used to. I feel like the displays, I feel like the build, the hinges, everything has got better to the point where these are devices that you could keep for multiple years. Now, to me, I'll be honest with you, the camera system on the Fold has just been really capable. I think it takes great point and shoot photos. I actually prefer the processing on the Fold over my Ultra devices. When I want to take a quick picture and I want it to come out nice, I pick up a Fold. The 50 megapixel sensor will give you a great image, and the processing does a good job at processing the image. And most of the pictures that I take with this device, I really like. Sometimes with the Ultra, I can't say the same. Now, it doesn't have the video capabilities of the Ultra and the zoom capabilities of the Ultra and things of that nature, but just for a point and shoot camera, it's definitely a slept on camera. Now, when we talk about displays and things of that nature and size, yes, this is a little bit smaller than the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7, but I always looked at this as just more of a compact device when closed. I looked at this front display as a convenience display. I never really thought about or really wanted to or yearned for the cover display to actually be a phone. I like it nice and slim because if you got a nice slim cover display, when you open the device up and you turn it sideways, you actually got kind of like a landscape form factor. If you got a big, wide outside display, you're going 9 times out of 10, open your foldable up into a square. And watching content that's normally 16 by 9 on a square, it's kind of like watching it on the phone because the ratios don't match. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I love the inner display on the Z Fold. As you can see, like it's turned sideways, so I do have a little bit of a landscape ratio. It's not a 16 by 9, but it's not a complete square either. One thing I noticed also is now when I look at the Galaxy Z Fold 7, the pinhole, guys, the pinhole for the camera now is not an under display camera. I noticed that immediately. Like, it looks better like this, honestly. I like how this display look with the under display camera. Now, if you want to take a selfie on this device, you got two options. You got the selfie camera on the cover display, which is the 10 megapixel selfie camera that's way better than the inner display. And it's also a foldable, so you could just take it with the main camera using the cover display as your viewfinder. I find it weird that it's just some things that I like about this device that I won't find on the next iteration of this device. But if you think about it and look how clean this look with no pinhole on here and look at the Z Fold 7, you definitely going to notice the difference. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. As far as the software go on this device, it would be hard for me to buy a foldable from another company. Like, I think about the Pixel Fold at times and picking that up. But I feel like Samsung One UI is so feature packed and it's just so good when it comes to foldable devices. It's got a lot going on. It's got a lot of features and it works well with the folds. I can't see some of these other softwares working as well with the folds like One UI. And that's one reason that I've been picking up fold after fold after fold is because I really like One UI and I really like how it does the multitasking and the amount of features it has. I feel like the software is basically perfect for a foldable. But yeah, guys, after a year, I feel like this device is held up really well. It's still really powerful. You can take good pictures and get decent video with the cameras. It's not the best at anything, but I think you can kind of give it a B overall as far as video and photo. I haven't had any hinge or display problems. And it'll be on the newer software, One UI 8 Android 16 really soon, which should be interesting. At the same time, this is a device that offers a lot of value. With the Fold 7 coming out and being over a $2,000 device, that makes this device worth more money instantly to me. And yes, right now, Samsung is not selling this device brand new on any deals. I feel like they done kind of pumped up the price on the Fold 6 just so people that's looking at foldables right now won't buy a discounted Fold 6 over a Fold 7. But if you look at places like Amazon and programs like Renew that they got excellent condition Z Fold 6s for $1,000. So for $1,000, you could get this device when the Fold 7 brand new is like $2,100. That's saving $1,100. And at the same time, guys, you buy a device like this for $1,000. Next year, that Fold 8 with the S Pen come back out. Guess what? Samsung is probably gonna give you at least $1,000 for this device. So you're gonna get everything you paid back on a device like this when you buy it on the used market outside of the depreciation. And also, yeah, this device has the S Pen, one of the biggest parts of productivity and one of the biggest reasons that I love Samsung products. The S Pen, planning, just using it to navigate the phone. I'm really a S Pen user. So with the Z Fold 7 not having the S Pen, to me, it feel like that make this device that much more exclusive and worth more, honestly. Not worth more than the Z Fold 7, but just worth it like, oh, I'm looking for a device with a stylus. So now that's becoming a thing of the past. So if you want a device with a stylus, you're gonna have to pick up a Z Fold 6 for now. And I feel like Samsung taxed people on the Z Fold 7, even though knowing that device should have had an S Pen. But they were just too slow to get the technology together to put in a display for the Z Fold 7. So if you bought a Z Fold 7 and you're like, okay, I'm gonna deal with not having an S Pen, then the Z Fold 8 come out with an S Pen, that's kind of like getting shitted on by Samsung. So, that's just something to think about also. But yeah, this has been a really solid device over the years, and it's probably one of the best tech values out right now. It's your boy BG Tech Life. Just wanted to share that with y'all. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. I'm out. Peace.